Yeah, hello. Welcome to Rick's Rick's Tech Pub on a damn it, Thursday, the 19th. Yeah, February 19th. Oh, would you believe it or not, but we've actually got snow out there. It's snowing out there. And it's not just flurries either. I can't say it's flurries. It's more than flurries. So, had a few nice days out there, and now Mother Nature has decided to pay us back by throwing snow at us again. Yay. Hit these knobs on the side of the Yeti, they get loose, and then one side stays tight, and you're trying to loosen the other side, and then you get the other side loose, and you can't get the right side or the left side loose, and it's. But I finally got them, so I could adjust it the way I want it. It's cooler, not cold here and rainy. Yeah, it's snowing today. It's we do have precip. It's I think it started out as rain, possibly, but it didn't stay there. It's pretty much white stuff now. And our temperature is, get to that in just a second, 30 degrees. So yeah, I think the temperature has actually gone down. I think it was 31, 32 earlier, and I think it's fallen. Maybe I'm not sure. I can't remember what it was this morning when I got up early again this morning. But this time, I was able to get back to sleep because I just went back to bed, rolled over, pulled the sheets over my head, saying I'm not getting up, and I didn't for another 2 hours and 20 minutes. I don't remember anything, so I must have slept. And I got up at 7 something this morning and said I'm not getting up. No, this is too damn early. So I forced myself to go back to bed, roll over, and just close my eyes. And 2 hours later, woke up to someone pounding on my door. Hello, Scott, William. I gotta get back to OBS. This studio is just. There we go. Oh, where was I? Ken Stout, hello. Jeff Ryman, Scott, William. Contact has been made. Quit sending all that cool air with rain. I don't mind the snow. I mean, it's like I said, it's 30 degrees, so it's not uncomfortable outside, but it is snowing. So if you like driving in the rain or in the snow, today's the day to come up to this area and drive and have snow hitting your windshield. You ever do that at night and see that kind of incoming effect of the snow? If you're a passenger and you're seeing the snow late at night hitting the windshield, it kind of gets hypnotizing. If you look at all that snow just coming at you all the time, you just stare at it, it kind of hypnotizes you. I've had to pull myself out of that. I was like, like they look at me like what? Like nothing. I just kind of got pulled into a trance or whatever, staring at the damn snow. And they said, yeah, he's got to be careful of that. That's why he blinks a lot, because if he keeps staring at that snow coming in, he'll do the same thing I did. And then we'll get into a wreck. And looking at it's pretty, but you can't do it when you're driving. Hey, Baldy. It's colder than yeah, well, I wouldn't say it's that cold, Brian. I mean, it's not bad. 56 golfing weather. You know, today, believe it or not, is not a bad biking day. It's not a bad day to be out biking. But my bike's in the shop because I had to get a few things fixed. The derailleur slack was all the way adjusted all the way back, and I couldn't get it back any further, which means my chain was stretched out to the point where it had to be replaced. Well, they have to replace the cassette chain. I think maybe the derailleur. I don't think so, but I think they could leave that alone. Um, but yeah, I wore it. They said you gun done wore it out at 3 years. That doesn't usually happen. People don't wear out their drivetrains in about 3 years on a bike. They say that doesn't happen, but you've done it twice. This is the second time they've done it. First time, I think, well, I don't know. It had something to do with the derailleur or something, and they had to replace that. But yeah, the last full tune we got was a little over 3 years ago, and they checked it and it was fine. They just replaced everything, and well, a little over 3 years later, they were replacing everything again. So, you done wear these parts out? Say, yeah, do you know how many miles I put on that damn thing in the summertime? It's been up to all the way up to halfway up to Walker already twice. He said, holy shit. It's like, yeah, this thing does the miles. I said, I do that, and it's done in one day because I got to get back up, get back here, get the beds, so I can probably do another run the next morning back up to like Pequot or something. It's only 16 miles or something. Last time, yeah, I wound up going all the way up to Hackensack. That was a ride, and I'm gonna start making a business out of it for light hauls. So I'll load up the trailer with whatever. If they need it up in Pequot, I'll take it up there. I just don't know about doing it at night. Meeting the bears on the trail or the deer or whatever. I don't know if it's safe doing that or not. I don't think they'd bug you, but there'd be sometimes I'd have to be doing some late runs, and that means I'd be coming back in the dark. But that's okay. I've got two headlights in the front, two tail lights in the back, and one, two, three, four, five tail lights in the trailer. So I can be well seen. Trust me, people have seen me on that trailer and that bike. And so I could see you from way back there. Said that's good. Glad you could see me. They could see my two end lights flashing. They were wondering what it was, so the guy stepped on it. He said, "Oh, that's a guy on a trailer on the bike." And oh, they could clear me. They said they stopped at the stop sign, and the lady rolled her window down, and her husband said that I've got a good setup because even from almost 2 blocks away, they could see me. I said, "Good. That's the intent of it. Glad it worked." They didn't know quite what I was yet until they got up closer. Then they realized it was a trailer and a bike. Because I've got lights on the tail lights on the bike that are flashing, and then I got the two lights on the trailer that are flashing, plus the other four lights that are on. So yeah, I don't know. That means more paperwork, more stuff that I got to do, and if I can't do computers this year, like computer builds or anything, that kind of sounds like that's kind of out the freaking door. I won't be doing any computer builds this year, or this summer, so gotta find something else to do to put money in my pocket. So I'm sure as hell not going through this summer, not making a penny. That no, that won't happen. I'll be doing something, but I'm just not sure what I want, which way I want to go yet. I can see you all the way from Minnesota here in California. Yeah, well, cameras have a funny way of doing that kind of thing, you know. I want to try the other um, what are these called? Webcams. Because Brian, maybe you can put your 2 cents in on this, and just your 2 cents. But this is the C430 something Logitech webcam. And then I've got the Brio 101. I don't know, the Brio full HD. Which I think that one's full HD. Do you think this one would be any better than the one I'm using? Or do you think there'd be any difference? Or do you think the one that I've got now is just gonna work just fine and use this one for a spare if I need it? I don't know, I'd like to try to see if there's any difference, but everybody I've asked around here keeps saying, "Oh no, you're wasting your time. This thing ain't worth a hilt of beans." Like, really? Then why did it cost so much? I was like, they don't know, but they said just stick to what you've got. Like, I don't know. I don't know. But it's up there for now. I don't know if I want to use it, and I might use it for an overhead, but again, I don't have computers to work on, so I don't have any motherboards here on the desk that I could work on and have the camera looking down so you guys can see what I'm doing. But I'm not doing that anymore because I'm not going to go out and buy a motherboard, at $300 some. Not worth it. And nobody around here wants a computer anyhow. If anybody's going to getting computers, unfortunately, they're they're going to HP or Dell, because if they want a custom built computer, they ain't gonna spend the money on the CPU and the memory and the NVMe. I've already put a few lists together and I've got them sitting around here, so if somebody does stop by and say that they're interested and want me to build a computer, I said, okay, look at the prices on the wall and tell me which one you want to price. They're all starting at about $1,000 and off. Even for the cheap one, it's about $1,000 for it. It's just the prices are outrageous. So the prices are outrageous, and I've had 2 people here that said I can't do it. They say they're about $300 short of what I've got on the prices. Said they want to, but they can't afford it. They understand why I'm doing it, because if I have to build them a computer, then they're gonna get charged every single cent that I paid for and then some. And they saw the labor prices on there, and they shook their heads, saying, no, they can't do it. I said, no, I want to, I really do, but not at the prices that they're at. They're just, unfortunately, too expensive. I've had several people call me, and now people are starting to call me wanting to do something for college. If I could build them a cheap, throwaway computer. And I said, for one thing, I don't do that. I don't think there's anybody around this area that'll build you a throwaway computer for like $400 or $500. That's probably not going to happen. You're better off ordering one from HP, which is the direction that people are starting to go, because people like me are just going to pull all the money out of their pockets. Don't want to, but the prices the way they are and the demand as high as it is, I mean, there's a lot of people that want computers built, but Bob's kind of in the same boat I am. He said he jacked up his prices to kind of keep level, so we're not the sinking Titanic. So he had to kind of boost his prices up so his nose is sticking above water. That's kind of what I had to do, is kind of just get my nose above water so I can keep breathing until whenever this whole crisis and this whole bullshit ride that we're on with the prices, in 2 years, maybe 3, When that ride ends, we'll get back at it. But right now, And unfortunately, I've had to tell people. I don't tell people no. I let them tell me no because once they see the prices, they just kind of shake their heads. Say no, they want to, but they can't afford it. And I said, I don't know if I can afford to keep the prices the way they are at, but I kind of have to. And they understood. They get it. I mean, one guy kind of didn't. He didn't really understand why I'm so damn expensive. I mean, he's a guy that lives here in the building, and he saw $13 to almost $1,400 for a computer, and he said, "I don't get it. Why do you have to be so fucking expensive? I can go to Walmart and get one for $200. And you go ahead and enjoy. You go ahead, just go ahead and buy that computer from Walmart. Enjoy." Well, he kind of got hiffy at me and kind of walked out the door. He said, "Well, I'm just saying." That's what I'm just saying too. I've got my prices. You can go to Walmart and buy one of their shitty computers, or buy one of these and have something that'll last you maybe 8 years instead of that Walmart computer that's going to maybe last God knows how long. I don't know. I had one in my closet about a month ago, a blowing up laptop from Walmart. She said she was just using it, and all of a sudden, snap, pop, bang. She's like, "Well, that's the end of this thing." She unplugged it. She texted me, said, "I'm bringing up a dead laptop up to you." And I asked her when she got here, said, "Where'd you get it from?" Said, "Walmart." Like, blew up on her. She was just sitting there typing away her essay, and thank God she had saved it. And it was on frequent resave every few seconds. And I kind of said it that way because I told her I don't know how long this thing's going to last. And it didn't last a year. It lasted about 8 months, maybe 9. She's just typing away and just bang, pop, and that was the end of it. That's 2 of them I've had in the last 3 years. Not bad, but it's more than I should have. Yeah, that's kind of the other end of the story, Scott. Is yeah, I can't find cheap prices anywhere. And I've looked at Amazon. I've looked everywhere. I've looked even in the places where I thought they'd be cheap. Nobody's cheap. And some of these people are wanting me to building a gaming computer with a video card. I said, "Do you have over $2,000?" The guy's jaw dropped, his jaw hit the floor. He said, "What? Over $2,000?" Said, "Yeah. Do you have over 2,000?" He said, "No." I said, "Well, then, married to you, but until later." He walked away. He said, "Jesus Christ, $2,000." So you had $2,000, and he didn't like that. So some people I kind of have to push back out of here because I'm not gonna let him sit there and bitch and complain about something I don't have control over, and I got to charge him $2,000 for a computer that used to be 13, 12, $1,300. It's not gonna cost him almost 2,000. A lot of people just don't like it, but so the demand is out there, but we're all kind of just cutting it in half because Bob's telling him the same story I'm telling you, that because of what I have to go finding the parts and the parts that I have to find. And if you're picky about it, you tell me the parts you want to have in that computer. Well, I've got to I've got to source and find those parts, and not these days. That's not easy. Finding the old DDR4 is starting to become extinct. You cannot find it. Some of these boards that people have the old DDR4 settings, and I'm having problems starting to find some of that memory. They're starting to shift over to DDR5. And yeah, let's not even go there. DDR5. There's a guy that was here, he called me, and he said he wants a computer built, but he wants the latest and everything. He wants DDR5. He wants to spend $1,000 on his memory and $1,000 on his chip, and and the CPU, and it's like, dude, I don't think you know what you're saying. I don't think you realize that even if I could do that, some of these parts that you're wanting to have, I don't know if I can get a hold of them. There's a kind of older parts that you're asking for, but I, you know, so I'm a disappointment all the way around. I've just kind of been telling people no. Then when they see the prices on the wall and they come in here and they see it and they look at it, it's like, uh-uh. And it's right there on the wall. I'm telling them why the prices are why they are the way they are. Because of everything going on and the tariffs and this, whatever's going on, the prices had to go up. So unfortunately, I had to walk up the ladder at prices. And it says I don't want to. I don't want to be like this. I don't want to be the a-hole that people walk away from because my prices are too high, but yet I've got no choice. Unfortunately. Have that guy contact computer builder at Illinois. Yeah. And kind of when I told him, I said it'd say I've told him and other people it's you're not gonna find those prices cheaper anywhere really. Except for people like me, you're the self-employed ones, you're the one-man bands like me. You know, yeah, they're a little bit higher than they probably should be, but hey, give us a break. Most of that money goes right back into the business, and we get very little out of it. Very little change out of it. So most people understood. There's been a few guys here that they saw the $2,000 price range and they say, no, 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 no. Yeah, 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 yeah. But someday I hope to start building again. That's what I like doing. But not for a while. And that's the one thing I hate telling people. I hate telling people no. And then they look at me or they're on the phone and they get snotty and they say, why not? Well, let me tell you why not. And I sit down here in the chair with me on the phone and I tell them why not. Then they're kind of quiet for a while and I said, yeah, maybe now is not the right time. I said, no, probably not. Not for at least 20 years. Come back to me at the end of 2027. We'll talk again. He said, the end of 2027. I said, yeah, if then. I said, good God. He said, yeah, I don't want to be telling you that, but he was hoping maybe a couple of months. And I said, no, this is not going to last just a couple of months. This is going to go on maybe 2 years, if not more. So now that I've broken everybody's hearts around here, me and Bob and Nate, because we're all starting to get the same phone calls, because college and school, people are wanting computers, and even the people, the second class people, the people that have $3,000 in the cash in their pockets, they're not spending $2,000 or up to $2,000 on a computer. They're just not doing it. They say it's not worth it. They say it's not that it's not worth my time of putting all the time in the building the computer, putting the OS on it, getting it all set up. It's just the prices right now just aren't fitting the need for what some of these people are doing. They don't need to be spending almost $2,000 for someone that's just going to be doing Thunderbird mail and surfing the web once in a while. But my hands are kind of tied. I was scouring the internet the other night and I was like, geez, video cards, that's not that they're scarce, but good God. The price. But it's what we got to live with for a while, so Damn it. Yeah, it's 26 after. Anybody got anything else they want to say instead of listening to me sit here and blabber about nothing? It's kind of the crisis that we're in right now is people, I mean, it's expensive anywhere. I'm getting my bike fixed, and the prices, the guy told me there, he said the prices up there, he said their prices have skyrocketed, which is why I'm going to be paying the outrageous price that I am when I get it back. So unfortunately, our prices had to go up a little bit. He said, "Yeah, I'm looking at the three different levels they've got up, and it starts at their lowest is $109, and it goes up from that, and it goes 229, 340, and I'm in the 300 range for what I've got to get done. But I'm not gonna keep it that long. I'll probably keep it till the spring, and then I'm gonna start looking for a new bike and spend the money on that." Hello, Ski Man. I'm glad you made it here, Ski Man. Really good that you missed all my belly aching about what I was just talking about. It was, I don't know, kind of the point that I'm at the moment. Having to tell people they want me to build a computer. They want to build a computer or something. I said, well, they're looking at some very expensive prices. And I told them what my prices are. Everybody so far has gotten up and walked away, shaking their heads like, no, 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 I'm not paying that price. Unfortunately, you're back to probably going to pre-built computers. Unfortunately, I hate telling people that because then people aren't coming to me for computers or parts, but it's probably a better thing to do right now is go to the consoles if you want to go gaming, and if you want to do that kind of gaming on a new system for right now until things kind of pull out of the ditch that we're in. Even the consoles are expensive, so I don't know. I kind of feel sorry for the gamers right now and the people that need high end computers like video editing and VMs and whatever. People that need this kind of stuff, and I've got a list of people in my drawer, at least 6 people that need high end computers built, but right now I had to put them on pause because they're not going to spend over $2,000. They said that's a little ridiculous. And I looked back at him and said, a little? I think, well, it's a lot. He said it was being polite, but I said, no, there's no being polite about it. The prices just freaking outrageously ridiculous. But someday they'll come back down, and the list of people I have here, which is starting to grow, well, someday I'll call them and said, remember about a year ago or so you told me you wanted me to build your computer? Well, the prices have seemed to have come down enough to where I think we might be able to pull it off. And I said easily that most of them are waiting at least a year, if not longer. And we've all got our lists. Bob's got his, and I'm not really wanting to do all that this much this summer. I'm kind of wanting to get out of this, but I don't know. I'll build a few here and there, but I'm not going to do it full time. If and when the prices come down or whatever, but Ski Man says he can't type. So with that, guys, I think I'm done babbling for a half hour. I want to thank every one of you for being here. I'm just gonna go through the names really quickly. Don't mean to miss some of you, but Ski Man, Baldy, Scott, PNL 420. Keep up the grind name. Not sure what you're talking about there. Um, um, Primal, I don't know what you're trying to say here or whatever. Primal 420. And I'm reading back some of your comments, so can I make a surprise face? I don't know. Why would you want me to do that? But anyhow, yeah. I will catch everybody tomorrow. Tomorrow will be Friday, so there will be a Friday live stream. Same time, same place. I don't know. Didn't talk about much today because I don't know. Kind of got stuck on a subject that I really shouldn't have been talking about, but that's kind of where we're at the moment. So, but until next time, in the snowy environment that we are in up here up north, hope you all have a great day. And if you haven't yet, please hit the like button on your way out. And Baldy and Ken and all you guys, I will see you later tonight on Ken's live stream at, yeah, 10 o'clock his time, 9 o'clock my time. So I don't know. All right. Anyhow, catch you all later. Hope you all have a great day. Bye for now. Oh, hi, Tony. Think I missed you by accident. Oh, Wintermute, hello. Am I missing names here or somebody or people just starting to walk in? I'm trying to. Yeah. Alright, catch you guys later. See you, some of you later tonight. Bye.